I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
Good Saturday morning. Yeah, BGS. You just confirm what your fear and worry is. See, people have been telling me, been telling me, certain people have been telling me for months that I think Queen Sunkiss as well. See, you view me as a uh, as one of your top let's just say foes, right? Especially when it comes to the intellectual route. Now, BJS, now you try to cast me off. You've been trying for the last 10 years. Yes, 10 years. You've been trying to cast me off as this, that, and third, even though you know I can easily debunk everything you state. I debunk you about your friendship with Kevin. I can debunk you about DNC and what DNC is used for. And when I'm talking about DNC, I'm talking about female reproductions. When I'm talking about the DNC part, I can debunk you on policy. I can debunk you on this, but the problem is between me and you is you're just an old man in the sea waiting to be cast off, you know, into the deep waves of darkness with your sycophant fans because you on your last way to glory, right? You on your last way, you're trying to find glory in your old age. I am I am your competitor, and you be just sit there and let's just say You prove what everybody has been thinking. You have a problem with young men who think for themselves. You have a problem with young men, BGS. You got a problem with young men who don't follow you. I don't care if it's me or MOT or the Black Brain Trust or Mike V. Anybody who is younger than you and people who think who can think for themselves, you have a problem. And it's something that I know you was going after Tito, and Tito is not that important. You know, Tito is not that important. A hardcore Tito is not even important per person at this moment. Even though Tito is right about a couple things, though. Let's and I really don't want to mention Tito. Says again, I don't want to mention Tito. Nobody don't want to mention Tito at all, right? Because knowing his history, knowing his bullshit, right? Him touching on little girls, in real life. He went to prison for it. We that's part of the reason why nobody want to bring him up. That's why the 1.0 folks don't want to bring him up. And then here is you. Now, you won't even mention the name of the Manosphere 1.0. First of all, you need to get your history right before you speak. See, I was around during 1.0. You wasn't here when Doug Titian was here. You wasn't here. Shout out to Doug Titian from the UK. You wasn't here when Rick Scorpio was here. You wasn't here when So in Black was here. You wasn't here when the Pink Elephant. You wasn't here when Sergeant Willie Pete was at his prime. You wasn't. So I don't know what you are talking about. No, you came from where the white boys came from. And now, man, you trying to act brand new, especially when Kevin arrived. You try to hit your wagon at Kevin. And let me say this too: you are no friend of Kevin Samuels. I can prove that too. I can prove you no friend of Kevin Samuels. Why you over here talking about me and Kev, me and Kevin, me and Kev? That can be debunked. Do you want me to go there with you, BGS? Do you want me to go there with you? Because I can't take you there. I'll take you there, and that's why what I told you a month and a half ago. What I told you a month and a half ago about what my plans are, you went silent. I'm not going to tell you what my plans are. I gave you a hint, but you caught the hint of what I said, and you stopped talking. You and AB Media stopped talking. I wonder why. Because I'm serious about what I could do to you, or what I could do to the manosphere, or what I could do to the red pill community, and it won't be on YouTube. So the thing is to you, nigga, is all this time when you going off on Tito, you keep mentioning my name in it. Why is that? And then in the video, you slipped up. You slipped up and said something that put a smile on my face, because it confirmed why you have a worry. why you have a fear. Nobody, if somebody would put uh, if some reporter or journalist will put a microphone to my face and ask me a question, it can be validated. If somebody put a camera or a microphone in your face, BJS, people are not going to believe it. And people are going to refuse to believe it. Because the thing is, BJS, I, for one, have links. And I know you kept comparing me to Tito, right? And Tito, whatever his ass shit's on, he's not nobody's going to take him seriously, right? I mean, outside of this sector YouTube, nobody's going to take him seriously, you know. And the reason why you keep putting my name up in it, because like you trying to see, and the thing is, BJS, you're punching down, BJS, just like what you do to black women, just like you and AB and all them niggas on or where you at, y'all punch down on black women instead of trying to box upward. Instead of y'all trying to box up, y'all want to box down on women. And I say this right now, y'all some bitch ass niggas though, because y'all here to shame, blame, and explain, right? So then, you know what? I ain't gonna share this no more. I'm just putting this as a reference, right? It's just a reference. You want to shame, blame, and explain, and people, people really get tired of you Negroes trying to find any and everything. And you know what? I gotta do a video on Anton, by the way. I gotta do a video on Anton because Anton slipped up. Yes, your boy. You know what? I'll be right back. Hold on. Let me be right back. Anton slipped up. Be right. See, the problem is, I'm back. The problem is, what you're good at, BJS, is to run your mouth. You run your mouth without no information. The facts that you put out does not have any contextual argument. The thing's not put in the proper context. The thing's not put in proper context. So it all is just information. See, and this reason why I said, nigga, you are a liar, because anybody can look up the book what Franklin E. Frazier wrote, Anybody can look up the Moynihan report and read the Moynihan report. But instead of addressing what Moynihan said in the book or in his report, or what Franklin E. Frazier wrote in his book in 1940, you try to make what they wrote and misinterpreted what was put down on pen and paper. Women are a reaction, not the cause. You try to make it seem like women are the cause. Now, if you read those reports, women are black. I'm talking about black African American women. African American women are reacting to the economic plight or the lack of, or the lack thereof of economic viability that black men attain. You try to make it as, oh, well, black women are being, well, if black women have less access to the economy than her male counterpart, so how does she has control? And you try to make it seem like, well, because she's more educated than like the black man, she's more tuned to get more goodies than he does. But if you look at the fucking the data, the actual data, it says otherwise. Black men was not getting their back then because of, you guessed it, discrimination and everything else. But yet you try to make it seem like it's the black female's fault. And there's one thing though you don't want to do, BJS, is to accept the reality. The reality, which is very missed, was very much missed in the red pill community, is men did not change. Women change, men did not. Women changed because after 1945, after the technological advancements since the Second World War, women are not dependent on the blue collar worker. She's not dependent on any man with a strong back. Women are human beings as well. Women is free to make choices because, since 1973, women can have their own credit cards. Women can have their own driver license without the supervision of her spouse or of her father. So therefore, since 1945 to 1973, women's gaining more and more freedom. So therefore, she doesn't need to attach to any old Joe Blow off the street and marry him for. See, a lot of women get married for as a social status, so they won't be ostracized in the community. And this is what a lot of you Negroes try to do. Y'all try to romanticize the 1950s. Y'all try to romanticize the past rather than trying to understand why things was just as bad. That things are just as bad as back then as of today. The only difference is women was coached and forced into marriage. Young men was bullied into marrying. That's what you don't get. You might that's why you be just, you get mad at people like Professor Scott Galloway. Get mad at certain people who who look at this from a long-term perspective, the actual historical perspective, and look at all the root causes of why women embrace some of the facets of feminism. Again, men did not change. Women did. Women saw the opportunity, they hopped on it, and they ran with it any and every opportunity they have. Men, on the other hand, did not. That's why you, BJS, made this stupid ass, idiotic statement. And yes, it was stupid. You said that black men, that scratch that. Black men should receive jobs from white men. You said back in the 50s, back in the 60s, you said black men should get the jobs that white women get. Let's repeat that again, BJS. You said that black men should get the secretary's job, should get the job of the personal assistant. The black men should get the makeup jobs that white women had. Imagine if we watch an episode of Mad Men. Instead of I forgot what was that character in Mad Men? I forgot his name now. Now imagine him with a black man in his office, and it wouldn't even look right. BJS, it wouldn't even look right having a black man being subservient to a white man in an office, especially in early 1960s world environment. That's what was one of your biggest arguments. That's what you was advocating for. Or no, better yet, that's what you said it should have happened like that, rather than giving jobs to white women. But they called you the master teacher, right? They called you the master teacher, and then in the video to Tito, you said that you was pro-black. How can you be pro-black, BJS, and you want black men to be subservient to white men in an office setting? Explain that. See, that's why, man. I caught what you said to Tito, and I would ignore your video, but you put my name in your video. You mentioned my name 4 or 5 times in that video, right? So, well, it wasn't just that video. You mentioned my name. You constantly mention my name in other videos. I just happened to watch them over the course of last night, because I'm not really sub you anyway. But I heard my name and been mentioned by you again and again and again and again. And you just confirmed. You said I was. I'm not even worried about you, Tito. I'm more worried about Big J Triple X. And when you said that in that video, that confirms what May was talking about. That confirmed what Pure Butterfly was saying. That confirms what Queen Sunkiss was saying. That confirms what a whole lot of people are saying. Nigga, you scared. You are absolutely scared. But the question I want to ask, of what? What about me that, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm eating on something. But what are you scared of what I have? What do I have to offer that send you fear, BGS? See, the problem is between me and you, BGS, is that you have, well, there's multiple things, but one thing is you can hide behind your fans. You can hide behind them losers in your chat room, on your comment board, all of that. Me, I'm by myself for most part. BGS, I'm by myself, so I'm only one man over here. I don't have to hide, I don't have no backup singers like you do. I don't have an AB Media who has his head. I don't have nobody have their head up my ass just like you, BGS. But I do know, nigga, that it does that doesn't even matter, right? Because I'm listening to what you got to say, and bruh, why are you scared? You claim though you're better than everybody. You claim you're smarter than me. So if you're smarter than me, BGS, then why is my name keep running in your mouth? And I've been silent for what, a good 2-3 weeks. But I know why you went silent, BGS. I know why you went silent. Right? Because I said something to you. I said something to you. And you thought I was being a coward. I said this to you, BGS. If I'm going to address the manosphere, it won't be on YouTube. And I meant what the fuck I meant the fuck what I said too. And in 2026 is around the corner. We got what? It's about to be August. August is almost over with. So we got September, October, November, December. So 4 months is left of this month. Well, actually, yeah 3 months actually. But so we gonna start asking the question: are you a hate group? Are you part of a hate group? And if not, what are you? That's going to have to be asked. It's not going to be asked on no YouTube panel. It will not be asked on no blog talk show. It will be asked on a place where you need to be brought up at. And I'm out.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.